Marty. Do you think that a 6102 order would ever be something that would happen in the United States, specifically if, because like, look, the reality is that the US federal government gets a tremendous amount of power from weaponizing the dollar, right? And through via US sanction policy, Office of Foreign Asset Control, et cetera, et cetera. And Bitcoin, specifically, if it's widely adopted by countries that are open, or the U.S. government, better said, or considers hostile to the United States, it would be a way to circumvent that U.S. sanction policy in a very effective way. Do you think we would ever reach a point where the U.S. federal government would do something so radical as to, outright ban the possession of Bitcoin by American citizens, like a 6102 order? Do you think that would ever be a possibility in the U.S.?
Certainly. I mean, I've done it before. Why wouldn't they do it again? But if they do, I mean, I've tweeted this out and talked about this a lot. Like, they're not getting my Bitcoin. I'm not going to stop using Bitcoin. I think there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of other people who think the same way. This is when we need good old fashioned civil disobedience to come back. And hopefully, there are enough individuals who have Bitcoin that they actually control. They possess the private keys, and you can openly flaunt that you're sending Bitcoin back and forth to yourself, and there's nothing that they can do to stop it. And then on top of that, yes, they can certainly try, and it would not surprise me if they did try. But I think we live in a day and age, in a particular point in time, where the marginal return on these tyrannical actions by the federal government is significantly being reduced. I think we are witnessing a epic collapse in confidence in the institutions, particularly the federal government and the alphabet soup agencies that sit below it. And so I think with the lockdowns, the vaccine rollout, the Twitter files exposing that the FBI is essentially controlling speech on the social media platforms. Look at energy policy, look at monetary policy, everything that's happening with inflation. I think it's becoming glaringly obvious. Obviously, you have the 10 to 20% of people who are pure status or just need authority to tell them what is true and what isn't, who are never going to be convinced. But I think the silent majority of people are pretty sufficiently pissed off that if push came to shove and the government tried to do this, they would just say, fuck you. This is a step too far. You've already fucked with the money in my bank account that you completely debased. I'm not going to let you mess with this. And I'm hopeful. People think I'm an idiot. People think I'm crazy for believing this, but I do think that if that did come and there was a good concerted effort to convince people that civil disobedience was the most effective way to basically quash that attempt to stop Bitcoin proliferation in the United States, that it could be successful. Again, I bring this up every once in a while and people think I'm crazy, but maybe I just have more hope in the American spirit that is a bit dormant, but it's still there in the bellies of a lot of people.
Well, I'm really glad that at least we'll be in the gulag together, Marty. So I'm really looking forward to that.
You're not putting me in you're not putting me in a gulag. I'll be dead. I will die before they put me in the gulag.
Oh man. Yeah, no, but I feel the same way. And what a crazy time. Do you believe in the fourth turning theory, or do you believe that we are in a fourth turning?
Yeah, I mean, whether or not it's the fourth turning as described in the book, was it Neil Howe by Neil? Who knows whether the cycles are exactly as described in his book, but I think it's undeniable to recognize that me and you, I mean, I'm a millennial, I was born in 91. We were born at this inflection point in human history with the dawn of the internet age, digital age, the information age, whatever you want to call it, and it's uh, forcing these changes on the world that humans have never dealt with, particularly the pace of change. And so, with that change, there's definitely going to be a power struggle as the incumbent system tries to hold on to the power structures that existed before the information age. And um, yeah, I definitely think we are living through this period of massive change, combination of technology, uh, demographics, generationally, messing up the money. It's like a perfect storm. Going back to the previous tangent, that's why I think the conditions are sort of ripe for this environment of civil disobedience where people like our age are going to stand up and say, no, like you 80 year old geriatrics aren't going to tell us what to do with our future. You guys are 2 feet away from the grave. Just give us control and stop fucking up our lives.